Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another trading session. Well, it is a sunny Tuesday morning. It is not morning here. It's about 2 o'clock, 2:30 almost in the afternoon. So yeah, it is 2:30 in the afternoon here in Portugal. I hope you're doing great today. I hope you stayed safe yesterday as well. Well, price was not our best friend yesterday, honestly. As you can see, no trades were taken yesterday. And yeah, it just run here without giving us any any type of chance to interact with it. But the projection that I made, which was some kind of an AMD or a power of 3, yeah, it was top notch, honestly, because this was the Asia range where the accumulation started. Then we had the manipulation in London, and then the expansion. You can eventually see it like this also, where you have the buy side, the sell side of the curve, and then you will have the buy side of the curve. But yeah, today's another day. We have to figure out what the market wants to do today. Well, let's start with the Asia session. Asia session, yeah, it kind of took out the previous day high. So previous day high is already taken. And then it displaces down below, expands a little bit to the downside, and then starts to range here. And yeah, we kind of consolidate in between London. There is I can tell you guys that this is a manipulation, honestly, because it seems like to be some kind of consolidation. And now we are still in this range, in this consolidation range, as you can see here, since 9:30 in the evening. You can see. And yeah, what can we expect now? Well, honestly, if I look into this, I can frame once again some kind of an AMD. I don't know if this one will work, honestly, because this one has some different characteristics since we expanded in Asia, and so that's why I'm not that convinced about this AMD to work. I will do this. What's happening with my squares? Oh, I understand now. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if this one will work or not. But yeah, I will try to see if it will work or not. Yeah, we just have to wait and see if it will eventually work or not. So this is the accumulation here. This is the manipulation, and we should have something like this as the expansion. But like I'm telling you, this is the Asia range has some different characteristics, because when you want to frame your power of 3 move, you want to frame it on a ranging Asia session, not a expansion range session. And usually, London should be an expansion, just one-sided expansion, and here you have this kind of zigzag and consolidation here. So I'm not that convinced that this will work out. This is just to have it on the back of my mind. I don't think this will honestly work out because I'm expecting some kind of a purge of these London lows. First of all, um, a retrace back into the NWOG, and eventually, if you go to the 1 hour here, we can see there's this busy here. It's like a double one. Yeah, it's like a double one, a double busy. Inside of the busy, we have the NWOG, and I would like to see price trading into it. First of all, eliminating these lows here, the London lows, and then after it, yeah, we can eventually trade into the first the hourly fair value gap, and then I would like to see a run to the upside, because at this point we have very clean highs here. This one was left behind as well. Yeah, we kind of purged it here, but I'm not that convinced about this purge. And we still have Asia highs, and Asia highs are in a form of low liquidity, uh, uh, yeah, a low liquidity run. So we will see. We will see what the opening will give us. I believe that we will have a Judas swing to the downside, and as soon as we hit that Judas swing to the downside and see a market structure shift and a bullish structure form, I will probably engage with it. But so far, we just have to wait. We already got the 9:30 open, so this is the 9:30 open candle. 9:30, here it is. Nine 9:30 open, so we are inside of the 4 hour candle range, the actual 4 hour candle range. I will probably wait for 9:50 to 10:10 to take some action, because at that point I want to see these lows or these highs being taken, just to give uh, some intention to the new 4 hour candle. Yeah, that's why I'm just waiting here. I'm not doing anything. But yeah, I'm expecting some kind of a Judas swing to the downside, followed by a formation of a bullish structure and a move to the upside. But first of all, I would like to see those London lows being purged, and eventually price ran into the NWOG, which is this shaded area, and the hourly fair value gap. So at this point, we will wait. We will also wait for the first presented fair value gap to be formed. There is none yet, so we just have to wait for it. Yeah, so far no first presented fair value gap. Notice how price is just rejecting the hourly fair value gap as well. I will probably take this one out here. It's just giving us more to think about, and I guess that's not what we need right now. So 9:30 open, price is above midnight open. Nasdaq and ES is doing almost the same. Yeah, but NQ already took these lows here, but we still have London lows here to be taken on NQ as well. So I have to have in mind that NQ might reach and then the London lows prior to or before ES, and that can eventually create some kind of an SMT. So price now displacing to the downside. Notice how we respected this order block here. So for now, we have bearish order flow being respected. We have a volume imbalance here as well. But for now, I just want the market to do its own thing. I will give it some time and some room, and after it, I will eventually take some action. I won't. I will try not to chase anything. I guess that's the biggest problems of them, on trading, is to really chase. And chase is one of those things that, yeah, it usually puts you in a bad place and in bad situations, and in situations that you generally don't want to be in. But yeah, sometimes it is quite hard to avoid not to chase price. I will try not to do it. Yeah, NQ weaker than ES, and lately it has been a pattern here with NQ and ES. NQ has been a little bit a little bit weaker than ES. So it's time to mark the first presented fair value gap, which is here. So it is a bearish fair value gap. Let me just check if, yeah, 935. So this is the first one. It's right above the 930 open. Yeah, so at this point, I'm just waiting for price to come take out London lows and eventually come a little bit more um, down to this shaded area, which is the end wall, or eventually to this green rectangle that I have here, which is a hourly fair value gap. At this point, NQ already took London lows. So I have to have attention. I have to be very mindful that we might have an SMT here. And yes, can eventually start digging to the upside um, without taking those lows. But I will give it some more time. I think at in between 950 to 1010, we will have the answer if ES really wants to take out London lows, or if it's fine to stay here and start to displace to the upside. So notice how the 4-hour candle was not taken as well. There is no new lows here on the 4-hour. The prior 4-hour low on NQ has been purged. But this is the 6 a.m. candle, so on ES. So let's give it a little bit more time. If price really wants to start to dig higher here, we might consider this blue, this red, this green, this green candle here as a breaker. But it's not quite presented like I would like it to be presented, because there is no sell side, so no major sell side being taken on ES. Yeah, new low here, new low on ES. And we are almost inside the macro. So far, the opening has given us nothing. Honestly, it's just a zigzaggy price action here. Nothing to work with. Yeah, at this point, we are still in observation mode. There's nothing to work with. First presented fair value gap being respected here. This might eventually take price to the downside, but as you can see, ES is not. I don't like when price really give us this number of wicks here. Even if London low is drawing on liquidity for now, I don't like when price really presents all these wicks. Price is kind of stagnant here. Just back and forth here. Nothing to work with. Yeah, still ranging here. So we just have to wait. Yeah, now price is moving, taking out London lows. So now it is time to really open our eyes and see if price really wants to dig lower or wants to reverse and take out left buy side liquidity here on the upside. So nice displacement here. Notice that we are entering 950 to 1010 as well. So if anything happens, it will be in the next 20 minutes. If price really wants to continue lower, it will happen. If price wants to drive higher, it will probably invert bearish fair value gaps, offering us some type of inversion. It touched the fair value gap here to the tick. It took out London lows as we were expecting. And this is the new 4-hour candle low. So we can frame something like this as well. So this was the consolidation here. if price really wants to come higher. This might give us the manipulation. And we just have to wait for the expansion to happen. So let's see if something like this will happen. For something like this to happen, I would like to see bearish PD arrays being inverted. Yeah, so far the bearish fair value gap is just stayed opened. We still have 10 minutes before 10 a.m. But we are entering the macro. Notice how price left this low resistance here as well. We have all these relative equal highs as well. So I will give it some more time here. Not chasing shorts here right after taking a London low. That's not the ideal scenario. So a new low here on the 4-hour. Yeah, this is what I was expecting to see, but I want to see a close above this bearish fair value gap. There we go. It was kind of a heavy it was kind of a heavy displacement here. Let's just wait and see if price really comes back. Yeah, this was kind of a heavy displacement to the upside. But so far, price is doing what I was expecting, what I was telling you guys. So right now it's just a matter of where to enter, because these highs will be punished here, no doubt about it. But if price really continues to drive higher, it will be hard to frame something and to enter. Price just displaced to the upside. It kind of inverted the first presented fair value gap. It is right now above midnight open. Let's wait and see if price really wants to dig a little bit lower. Yeah, we'll just give some time for price to really come a bit lower and see how it reacts here. If it really wants to maintain the bullishness, or if we will see lower prices, but I believe we will go to the upside. Yeah, we are just placing a little bit lower. Yeah, the ideal entry point should be the inversion one here. Let's wait and see if price really wants to dig that lower. So far, NQ is heading to the downside once again. So at this point, I will probably not engage with longs. I will wait a little bit more. And it's 10 a.m. So what can happen here is that we will take out the previous 4-hour candle low. That would be ideal. And then once again, this plays to the upside. So I'm just waiting here just to see if something like that will happen. Yeah, price kind of reacted here to the inversion, but not the way I wanted to see it. And since we have now the 4-hour candle low, we might come back to that low a little bit lower and then invert. This could eventually be some kind of a um, trap for those guys who were expecting the longs. Yeah, just notice how price is doing some damage here. The wicks are doing some damage. Imagine if you had bought here, yeah, you would be in a very bad um, position here with quite some drawdown. That's why I decided to wait for something more accurate to be presented. Just let me check what NQ is doing here. Yeah, NQ left the sell side of the low of the last 4-hour candle as well. But I kind of like how price just reacted here. The only problem that I can see here is that we have the first presented fair value gap, and usually the first presented fair value gap can act as a big resistance in cases like this. Yeah, at this point, I'm glad I waited for something to for something more clear to happen. Yeah, price kind of respected the inverted fair value gap, but is now stuck in between the inverted one and the first presented. Notice how we have 9:30 open here, midnight open here as well. Um, the ideal scenario would be another leg to the downside here and taking out sell side liquidity here as the last 4 hour candle low. Well, the 950 to 1010 macro didn't give us much, honestly. Was expecting some more action. This displacement to the upside was kind of weird because it was too big of a displacement, and it got me some kind of uh, how should I say it? Kind of suspicious. It was too suspicious for me. I would like to have seen something uh, not so big here. Yeah, there we go once again to the downside. Let's see if we will take this low here. Would be nice. Price once again coming back to the inverted fair value gap. A lot of liquidity is here. I can see a lot of stops being just placed here above these highs. I can see a lot of people trying to sell this, honestly. Yeah, and Q is a little bit weaker than ES, and Q is right at the bottom of this big fair value gap here, and it already inverted this one right here, so it's playing below this one here. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky place to be here with longs, and it's kind of a tricky place to be in here with shorts as well. So yeah, I think the best solution here is to wait for something, just something clearer. I'm not in any position. This is just the schematics that I would have if I had opened this trade here. But yeah, at this point, I'm probably demanding a purge of the 4 hour low, and then eventually a retrace back to the range with displacement. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, honestly. And if price just continues going down, I will probably not chase it because I'm expecting some type of inversion, because I can see a lot of players being shorting the market since, I don't know, 7:30. Yeah, there's a lot of stops here, honestly. And they might be in profit, and they might get profitable as long as this price continues on its way down. But I'm more inclined for a reversal here than for a continuation lower. Yeah, price now is playing below the inverted fair value gap, so the nature of the inverted fair value gap is being questioned right now. So we might go a little bit lower. Let me just look at the at NQ. Yeah, NQ just zigzagging as well. So no setup for now. Nothing to work with. It's been about 1 hour, and we are still waiting for something, honestly. Yeah, honestly, I'm just demanding a bridge of the previous low, of the previous 4 hour candle low. So it would be it would make another touch on the fair value gap, on eventually on the end walk as well. Would take sell side out. Yeah, that would be a nice, that would be something nice. But yeah, just look at the macro, the 950 1010 macro. It is an empty macro, didn't give us anything to work with. So have that in mind, because whenever you see some kind of a empty macro, um, you can eventually expect the market to treat you not that good. It will probably um, it will probably give you some seek and destroy price action, or it might go to do your draw, but it will probably do some harsh retraces uh, and deeper retraces than you can eventually expect. So have that in mind and keep that in mind as well. Well, so far I will probably take this fair value gap to the left. This is a bearish one here. Let's see if we got this one respected. But yeah, this is the time where the market can present you a bunch of fair value gaps. It might respect it one time, but as soon as we got another swing, it might disrespect it. So yeah, it's kind of a hard work, kind of a hard task, a hard job to frame anything that will get eventually respected. Yeah. See, let's see if this one gets respected as an inversion. Notice how many. Just look at it. We have these highs, these one here, these right here, these right here, and all of these right here as well. So these are all places where stops are from people that are trying to sell. But in order for the market to take these stops, I really would like to see something like this. Take out sell side liquidity as the 4-hour candle low, and then displacement to the upside. And this should eventually get us there. Because if we take something like this, yeah, it can be, it can eventually work like this, but yeah, it will leave a lot of stops here as well, because it's too, how should I say it? It's too obvious for someone to get long here. So a lot of stops would be placed here, And you never know, you may take out these 2 or 3 highs and then displace to the downside and then come back once again. And yeah, and I would like to avoid these harsh retraces. And in order to avoid these harsh retraces, we have to take sell side first, just to avoid all these harsh retraces that price can make when sell side is not taken or purged. Yeah, so far price is able to get around midnight open and above the first presented fair value gap. It left the 4-hour candle low behind. Yeah, once again, price is pushing higher here. Yeah, price is not giving what I would like to see, honestly. It's kind of acting, it's acting weird, honestly. See, price coming back down once again. That's why I don't like to engage in markets that still have some liquidity to purge, because it um, it may come back on you whenever it wants. And yeah, that's quite annoying because you can see price moving to that direction, but yeah, it's it's hard when price is just doing whatever it wants to do without taking any sell side. And at this point, you can see that since 9:30, price is just consolidating. So there's another note here. Whenever price is consolidating in the first hour of trading, you can eventually look for something um, after 11. So I will repeat it. Whenever price is consolidating in the first hour of trading, in between 9:50 to 10:10 to 10:30, which is the case, you might look for something, and you can eventually look for something after 11 o'clock in the morning. So that's usually a pattern in price action. Whenever you have a first trading hour which is consolidating and which is not giving you anything to work with, you might probably find something after 11. So that's been that's been usual in the last couple of days as well. So price is just consolidating in the first hour of trading, and as soon as 11 o'clock in the morning hits, boom, you have the start of a run to some PD array or some liquidity pool or whatever. Yeah, that's been a pattern lately. Um, Keep that in mind as well, and journal it. And journal it. That's always good to have that in mind. See, this is what I was expecting from price. That's why I didn't engage in any longs. But because, as I was telling you, at any point in time, price can do a harsh retrace, and if you are long, you will suffer a bit here. Yeah, that's why I'm waiting for some measure of sell side liquidity to be taken. That's why. See, these harsh retraces here, it's quite common when price is really trying to figure out what it really wants to do. And yeah, it might give us something as soon as we hit 11 in the morning. So keep that in mind because it will probably happen, honestly. For now, I'm still demanding a purge of sell side liquidity here as the 4 hour candle low. And what I would like to see is price coming down here. Let's take this off. I'm not in any type of trade. I would like to see price come down here, take the sell side liquidity as the 4-hour candle low, and then displace to the upside, forming some type of a breaker uh, or a BPR or yeah, you name it, and it will probably give you some different types of entries if something like that happens, because it is quite common for different strategies to appear whenever we have a reversal. It might have it might present a unicorn, it might present a 2022 model, it might present you a Venom model. I don't know. There's a lot of models right now. Yeah, lately the price section has been quite boring lately, honestly. Um, it has been a good price action for the prop firm industry, honestly. Um, it is perfect for prop firms, like I was saying. If I had a prop firm, I would be smiling. I would have a smile on my face the whole day, honestly, because yeah, you can see a lot of players trying to play something here. A lot of traders trying to yeah, get long or get short and being stopped out and re-entering once again and get stopped out once again and trying to force things. And that's that's the best price action that a prop firm CEO can ask for, because yeah, a lot of prop firm traders will burn their accounts on price action like this. I'm trying to avoid it. That's why you still see the balance. It's break even, because the last 3 to 4 days we don't have any type of action in between 9:30 to 11. All the action has been happening after 11. So yeah, one of my rules say that I should not trade after 11. That's why. That's why we have been missing all this, but it is what it is. I'm not rushing anything. I've rushed once, and honestly, the result was not quite what I expected and what I would like to. That's why I'm trying to keep things a little bit slower this time, and yeah, just be accountable of my actions and not rush into things. Yeah, market is not moving, price is not moving, and I'm glad I didn't rush into any trades here. I'm glad I just waited for something more clear to happen. Yeah, but days like this has been very present in the latest price action days. And remember that we still don't have any type of news today, so it can be also expected when you are trying to to trade the day without news. Yeah, I know this is boring action. Yeah, it's not our fault, so we just have to embrace it. That's the life of a trader. Sometimes there are boring days, honestly, and we just have to embrace them and just wait for something better and just wait for, yeah, something more clear to happen. Yeah, price coming back above the first presented for value gap once again. Yeah, see how price just took these highs here. And what about now, right? It still has these lows here. Yeah, there we go. It is taking a stretch to the upside here. See, the idea was correct. The drawn liquidity was correct. The main idea was correct. The framework was correct, but honestly, it just took way too much time here just to engage in something. Price has just been consolidating for the last 1 hour. I'm just observing here, not taking anything. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing clear was provided us. So that's why I didn't engage with anything. It really made a mess here. And yeah, the draw will be taken here and here as well. We are approaching the next macro as well. So the next macro would be 1050 to 1110. Yeah, but earlier I just framed here some type of AMD, as you can see here. And if you go back in the stream, you will see it. I just framed something like this, where you have your accumulation here right at 930. Then you would have your manipulation here right after 930. And then this shall be the expansion to the upside here. It took a lot longer to develop, honestly. Um, but I believe we will take price here to the buy side liquidity as the 4-hour candle here. So this is some type of power of three accumulation, manipulation, and distribution to the upside here. Yeah, once again, it was a clear price read, but honestly, I didn't had any chance to get into this price action. Honestly, price was just consolidating for more than 1 hour, and it really takes out the willingness that we want to engage with price. Let me just switch to a higher time frame here. So I don't really like how these lows are presented, but at this point I have to accept it. On the 5 hour, on the 5 minutes, we still have some liquidity to be purged as well. But I would like to see price coming lower. Yeah, I would like to see price come here to this fair value gap, just to be able to engage with it. Price coming down. Now the question remains, will price come down and take this liquidity out here? Because yeah, at this point there are some stops here. Uh, so that's why I really don't, this is not my cup of tea, honestly. This is not my cup of tea because I really like when price comes and takes out sell side liquidity before heading to the upside. Yeah, but looking at the 5 minutes, things are kind of cool. And at this point, I think Trump is kind of speaking or whatever. Just let me check forex factory. It will tell me if something is happening. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. At this point, I think this is some type of a 5 minute inversion. This is the low. This is the breaker here. Price came down just a little bit more. Price kind of retested the breaker. And we are inside the next macro as well. But yeah, I don't think it's worth to chase anything honestly, because we are we are here since 9:20 something, and since then we just had 2 minutes of clean price action. These two candles here, these are the only candles that okay, this is what price really wants to do, and I'm afraid to enter something here and price will come down, digs a little bit lower, because if I would have to open anything, I would have to have a stop like this, probably, which is a large stop. And yeah, what can I demand from price? Honestly, I could eventually demand Asia highs, but yeah, it would take me to New York PM session, and I don't know if my stop is safe until New York PM. Honestly. Yeah, price is digging lower here. Just let me check the 3 minutes. If price really wants to come and try to dig in some kind of order block here. Yeah, on the 5 minute, it seems like healthy. On a 5 minute, it seems like healthy, but yeah, as you can see, price is just tumbling here, and yeah, see, this is very, very hard to trade, honestly. Yeah, the question remains, will price dig lower because it has a lot of stops here as well? Or will we retrace here, and the first presented is our stop here, is our protection, our defense, and yeah, it doesn't seem like that. Yeah, on a 15 minute, if you look at the 15 minute is trying to engulf the last 15 minutes as well. So yeah, just look at it. It's quite it's quite impossible to do anything with these conditions here. And right now, I can see price getting lower to take out all these stops here. It's kind of annoying, honestly. But honestly, I'm glad I didn't engage in anything of this price action. I guess some months ago, I would have engaged in this price action, um, and I would kind of violated my rules to get into something like this. But yeah, I'm glad I just worked myself these last few weeks, months, I guess, um, to expect something from price. And if price gives it to me, I will engage with it. If price does not give it to me, um, yeah, I will just wait and see what it wants to do. See, when price was here, I was telling you, okay, now it's a matter of will we take these lows or will we continue to the upside? Because if these lows were taken before this move to the upside, then I would engage. Yeah, that would be my favorite scenario. But price getting to the upside without taking any lows here, it's always suspicious. And yeah, sometimes it just runs, and you just have to see it run. But usually you try to chase it, and the majority of times, I would say 70 to 30%, 30% of the time you shall catch a runner, and okay, it's an easy trade. But that easy trade will convince you that you will be right for the next couple of times that something like this presents, and you will lose a lot of money trying to chase it like you did the first time. That's why I demand something from price action. And since the beginning, I was demanding sell side liquidity. This was a weak manipulation here to the downside, and it was right at 9:51. The low of the 4 hour candle was 9:51, and I was telling you guys I would like to see a purge of the 4 hour candle low first before heading to the upside. And as you can see, it never happened. And price started to run here for just 2 minutes. And when price was here, I was telling you guys, okay, we already took these highs right here. The question now is, will we continue or will we try to get for these lows right here? And yeah, I think the answer was kind of clear and quite and quite easy. And I know that many people try to long this. Honestly, I was I was searching for something to long this as well. But as soon as I started to see this happening here, the displacement to the downside violating bullish PD arrays. Okay, that's not me. That's Miguel trying to chase anything. So we'll take this one out here. And yeah, let's see. I guess we can frame some type of a short scenario here because as you can see here, this is an inversion. Price is now testing the inversion. We have the first presented fair value gap as well. Buy side liquidity has been taken. We still have these lows to be taken. So yeah, we can eventually frame some type of a short position. Not saying that I will be short, but yeah, but I guess the market is primed just to do this, honestly, because we left once again relative equal highs here. Just let me check where NQ just stopped. See? Nice reaction from the first presented fair value gap here. But yeah, nothing is clear right now, honestly. Yeah, it's not convincing me, honestly. Even the short. Um, this was this was too fast here, and it took, yeah, it took almost all the sell side here. We still have this point and the 4 hour candle low, but honestly, it's not convincing me. Just like I said, I think price is primed to consolidate at this point, because we still have relative equal highs here. Price can eventually do this. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing clear was provided us. So that's why I didn't engage with anything. It really made a mess here. And yeah, the draw will be taken here and here as well. We are approaching the next macro as well. So the next macro would be 1050 to 1110. Yeah, but earlier I just framed here some type of AMD, as you can see here. And if you go back in the stream, you will see it. I just framed something like this, where you have your accumulation here right at 930. Then you would had your manipulation here. right after 9:30, and then this shall be the expansion to the upside here. It took a lot longer to develop, honestly, um, but I believe we will take price here to the buy side liquidity as the 4-hour candle here. So this is some type of power of 3 accumulation, manipulation, and distribution to the upside here. Yeah, once again, it was a clear price read, but honestly, I didn't had any chance to get into this price action. Honestly, price was just consolidating for more than 1 hour, and it really takes out the willingness that we want to engage with price. Let me just switch to a higher time frame here. So I don't really like how these lows are presented, but at this point I have to accept it. On the 5 minute, we